Alright, got my timer on here. I started a little earlier on the timer. So, yeah. Yeah, and I'm actually going to try and do this fast. The reason I have a timer on is because I try not to pause so much, and it's almost going to be my bedtime soon. It's 10:01. On different time zones, it's 11:01. It's probably 6 in the morning when you're watching this. It's like I can see the comments now. I legit stopped. I legit just woke up earlier this morning, and okay, if you can see, I'm still on the OBS. I don't mind, you know. By the way, I have the settings at 10 frames per second because, like I mentioned in a few of in today's video for the Tomorrow War, I mentioned that I needed water. Lord knows I always get thirsty during these. And yeah, actually, let me put on the battery saver here. My laptop. I know how it's gonna work. It only went down. It dimmed down. So yeah. Damn it, that always happens. But yeah, the Kraken has been unleashed for now. And we got today's video, a nostalgia critic video, which came out last week, but I think it's enough to where I can react to it. At least one that I'm actually interested in. I know Doug just reviewed Mulan, but I feel like, is it really worth revisiting the memories? It depends. With Mulan, I just try to move on. It's like I know no one likes it, and I myself didn't like it, so I'm not gonna watch that one. Honestly, I don't really think the critic has put out any stuff. I know that Prince of Egypt episode is out. I will watch that. But yeah, like earlier this year, Doug was putting out some interesting stuff, and then it was like, then he did Terminator Month, and I was like, oh no, 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 Doug, don't tell me you're going to acknowledge Dark Fate happened. Here's a hot take. Dark Fate does not exist. All right? There was never such a movie called Terminator Dark Fate that came out in 2019. That movie never happened. And I never saw it. All right? So I'm sorry, Doug, if I'm not even going to watch Terminator Month. If a clip from Terminator Dark Fate is at least acknowledged, if anything about that movie is acknowledged, I am ultimately disappointed in Doug. I am disappointed in you, Doug. I would rather watch Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. All right, at least there was moments in that movie that I enjoyed. Anyway, let's focus on something else. Blade Trinity. So, for those who want to know how I feel about the Blade films, I love the first movie. I love the first Blade movie. That was like the first big success for Marvel, which then led to X-Men, which was an even bigger success. I actually got to learn how to talk down now. And then, Blade 2, just as good, if not better, because, Del Toro. I know Doug didn't like it that much, and I was not a big fan of that video. Yeah, I mean, there's like lots of. I do appreciate Doug Walker, depending on it. And sometimes he'll even do videos that I'm like, you kind of missed the mark on that one. Sometimes I disagree with him. But yeah, I'm now realizing more I kind of prefer Doug's earlier work. Like around 2018, maybe 2019. Wasn't such a big fan of Spider Month. Or I don't know, it really depends on how my mood is with everything. And, you know, I've realized a pattern with certain Marvel movie trilogies. Every time there is a good first outing, which later leads in, and this is with every trilogy, there's always a good first installment. There's always going to be a great second installment. And then somewhere along the line, the third movie comes out, and it kills it immediately. It kills any good thing that the series had. And Blade Trinity was the start of that. Blade was literally the first Marvel trilogy to do that trend because yeah, after that was X Men, like Blade 1 and 2, great. X Men, X Men and X2, X Men 1 and X2, great. Spider Man 1 and Spider Man 2, the Sam Raimi ones, great. And hell, I'll say it, the first two Iron Man movies, although Iron Man 1 over Iron Man 2, but it's like I like watching them at the same time. Great. And then we slowly get the disappointing third installments. Blade Trinity was the start of it all. And then after that came X-Men The Last Stand and Spider-Man 3. Do you know I mentioned was it, yeah, I get and then Iron Man 3. I think the only perfect Marvel trilogy we've ever gotten so far is the Captain America trilogy because that would be in my opinion one of the rare trilogies that got better with each installment. Like the rarest one, like Lord of the Rings, gets better with each three films. The original Lord of the Rings, not the Hobbit. The Hobbit, I'm a little mixed on. But the Hobbit's for another day. And yeah, or like My Perfect Little Trilogy. If I pause the video here correctly. Don't know if it's slowing down. If it lags, I'm sorry. Now it tells me that the encoding is overloaded. I'm already at 10 frames per second. Yeah, for me, the perfect Marvel trilogy is the Fallen Heroes trilogy, which is Captain America Civil War, Avengers Infinity War, and Avengers Endgame. I actually had the slip for Infinity War, but I put it away somewhere. Yeah. These three, for me, are like the perfect Marvel trilogy. And yeah, I actually, hey, it's either that or that. So yeah, it is rare to get a perfect trilogy. Times a perfect superhero trilogy. Even The Dark Knight, although I will say I do actually enjoy The Dark Knight Rises, even though I do admit it is the weakest one. So yeah. But yeah, Blade Trinity was such a disappointing movie. When you compare it to the first two and you see Blade Trinity, you're like, is this really? I think the real problem for this film is David S. Goyer. And not only that, but it kind of shows how difficult to work with Wesley Snipes is. You hear several stories about how he was a drama queen on set. And the funny thing is, Blade's barely in the movie. Wesley Snipes is barely in the movie. Even when Blade's in it, it's just a stunt double. And literally, from what I hear, according to Patton Oswalt, uh, you know, um, Snipes was practically in his trailer, smoking a few Mary Janes, and he would only respond to post-it notes, and he would write them Blade, Blade. But yeah, and seeing this movie in its entirety, and I only ever saw the theatrical version. I never saw the extended cut. I haven't had the urge to go back and watch this after being so disappointed. And with it, and also David S. Goyer is just as problematic as you imagine. I'll prove it to you later if Doug doesn't prove it. Like, you want to know what David S. Goyer directed? The Unborn, a horrible movie, in my opinion. Yeah. David S. Goyer was one of those guys who I think just had dumb luck because, he was involved in good movies per se, but that was mostly because there were other people controlling him. And I feel like giving Goyer creative control on the third movie did not work. I know there are some people who actually like this movie, although they can admit it's nowhere near as good as the first two, but, you know, I just see the huge drop in quality, from like the first one and the second one. Like, I mean, the second one was like so amazing with its creatures and all that. And I love Del Toro. I love Guillermo del Toro. Guillermo del Toro. Toro. Anyway, according to my timer, it's 9 minutes here. I sometimes actually jumped a few milliseconds ahead, but this is Blade Trinity by the Nostalgia Critic. And it's 24 minutes long, so let's just begin and revisit some not so good memories.
This episode brought to you by ExpressVPN. the best VPN there is. Take back your online privacy today. Also brought to you by MeUndies. With a variety of prints and sizes, however you want to be you, we got you covered.
I love that operatic sound there. Now I get to see the new intro here. Must be starting. Sorry, there's flagging. Damn it. I think it's the internet. Pretty cool. The intro's really cool now. It's better than the one last year. The last one, the one intro from last year was a slight step down in my opinion.
Oh, I'm the nostalgia critic guy, remember? So you don't have to. Well, after the smash hit Blade, and the even bigger smash hit Blade 2, New Line decided, let's do a bad one.
Essentially.
Released in 2004 and directed by Human Punching Bag for at least one more video, David S. Goyer, Blade Trinity let down tons of fans, not by being the worst comic book movie, but by being another comic book movie. Say what you want about the first two, but they were big, over the top, and left an impression. This third installment is both more and somehow less of what we've already seen before. With such a crazy...
I also forgot the first Marvel movie with Ryan Reynolds. This was, I think, when Reynolds was just starting to... This is right after Van Wilder. And I am so thankful to God that we got both Deadpool movies. Like, hopefully, like, those two movies can probably help wash away the stain, the bad stench of, like, Ryan Reynolds really did not have good luck with comic book movies, but I feel like it's because he couldn't do anything creative enough. I know there are people who say he's the best part of this movie, but I mean, maybe, but, I don't even want to talk about it.
Plot is Blade versus Dracula, which already would have been a better title.
That could have been, if Blade was actually still in the movie. Still would have.
How could any film make that uninteresting? Well, this flick found a way, and we're gonna analyze how it didn't. Let's see why some motherfuckers are still trying to ice skate uphill. How can a series with a line like that end on a bad note? This is Blade Trinity. The film opens up with Ryan Reynolds. Hell yeah, Alba-boo!
That's what I was saying right now. Pre-Deadpool Ryan Reynolds.
About the famous Count, pretty much saying you don't know Drac.
In the movies, Dracula wears a cape. Some old English guy always manages to save the day with crosses and holy water. But everybody knows the movies are full of shit.
Don't believe me? Keep watching. Cut to a temple being entered by 4 vampires as Goth Spock seems to locate the no longer resting place of old Vlad. Aw shit, the security Spencer strobe light has been activated.
The second unit shot was brought to you by Olivier Megaton. Oh wait, I guess I could say Michael Bay did... No, Rob Cohen. Rob Cohen did this.
They cut before the dollar store rave begins to an interview with a psychiatrist and the chief of police. So naturally, let's talk about vampires.
Another big problem. The movie's... I think John Michael Higgins is a talented actor, but he did not need to be in this.
True health can only be achieved if we reconcile the body and the mind.
How's it fit in with vampires?
Are you really shocked this is on cable news?
You should focus in on characters like this Blade criminal. I want to hear about this character, Blade.
This is already kind of a problem. I get the feeling this film wanted to do like Frank Miller's Dark Knight, where there's news commentary on Batman, but Blade was fun because he was so secretive. He was fighting a war between these ancient beings that kept this all under wraps. And he was good at staying under wraps too. Now, he's referenced on talk shows?
Blade is a troubled individual.
To be fair, this is the kind of story Fox News would run when they're slipping in the ratings. Back to Blade, played again by Wesley Snipes, hunting down bloodsuckers with his mentor Whistler, played again by Chris Christopherson. The one thing every Wesley Snipes movie gets right? Wesley Snipes. Honest.
That is what I will say. The one good thing, the best part of Coming to America 2 was Wesley Snipes. Even though that movie was practically a remake of the first one, a watered down PG-13 remake of the first one, Wesley Snipes was the best part of that movie. Like, he hammed it up. And
Honestly, the opening fight sequence is fine. Not as much martial arts, but an appropriate amount of badass silliness. Things go south, though, when Blade discovers one of them is human, and this was all a setup to frame him for murder. This guy's pretty happy for being a pawn sacrifice.
Said you're sorry.
the name of a much better movie.
Ass up.
Oh, hold on a second. I always gotta pause these things. I hate it when these ads show up. Oh, it's Netflix. I get a lot of these for Netflix ads as well. I'm fine with that if it's Netflix. Let me just full screen it up.
I mean, for this you'll get off easy, but wait till you see the audit coming your way, man! The FBI turns him into public enemy number 1, and they try tracking him down.
Media's eating it up. They're waging a goddamn PR campaign. Now it's not just vampires we gotta worry about.
It's hashtags, MSNBC, replacing your voice actor even though you ain't a cartoon.
Fuck you around, I'm hungry and I want to eat somebody.
I do like the idea that city life is so strange vampires can say out loud who they want to kill and nobody cares.
Maybe on board.
Oh, looks like we got ourselves a combo meal.
Fools, don't you know when you see French bread in a paper bag, it's always fake groceries? It's like barrels in an action movie, they're there to be destroyed!
True.
Fuck you.
Damn, the bird lady from Home Alone 2 cleans up nice. This is Abigail, played by Jessica Biel, who's doing a much better job protecting herself than Blade and Whistler, whose hideout is being broken into by police.
Let's get your plane, Wilson. Time to take these cowboys down.
Let's go, let's go, let's go!
Hey, remember in the first film when they said,
I can go to the police.
They own the police.
remember what a creepy idea that was, and it gave you the magnitude of how big this all is? They even had that one cop henchman who worked for him. Well, now they're just schmucks. Like, if they own the police, why did they need to frame him? Just send the cops to begin with. It's like killing off Whistler just to bring him back, just to kill him off again.
It's David Escoyeritis. That's what it's called, Doug.
Clip's a little delayed on this one. There we go.
Yeah.
Angry reaction! Yes, Whistler blows himself up rather than be taken prisoner. And you do have to ask the question, how is Blake going to react to that? Because we've already seen this in the first film. He was paralyzed with grief, and in the end, he couldn't even look at him pull the trigger before turning. It was a quiet, powerful moment. Obviously, they have to do something different the second time he dies, and, well, it is different.
I could see the memes that could come out of this. Hold on. I gotta go back.
Listen, well, it is different.
When she's pregnant and you're the father. Hold on.
Nice, and, well, it is different.
When she tells, it's like, when she keeps going. Okay, I can make, this should be meme to death. I think I actually saw Doug's reaction to Milan there. He's like, ah! Like, watch. People think Iron Man 2 is better than Iron... People think Iron Man 3 is a good movie. The fact, there should be more memes of this scene. At least one good thing came out of this. Some memes. Meme potential. Meme potential is always good.
I think we need a play-by-play of that. You'll notice he limbos and pelvic thrusts both at the same time, as if to say, I hate your low bar death, now take my dick. We then cut to an awkward green screen keying effect, in which we see a keyed blade actually looks less three-dimensional than a key blade. Next he impressively lays an egg off camera. The crew thought he had a case of the squatting shits again, but he was just giving birth to poultry. And finally it ends with his reaction every time somebody asks if he was into Wong Fu. It's a shame the Academy didn't consider this for an award, but I'm sure Snipes would have preferred a ceremony people would watch.
Hello, Blade.
He's arrested and approached by the psychiatrist from the opening, who no doubt takes the murder of the hundreds of people that Blade killed very seriously.
I think somebody here wants to talk about vampires. Vampires.
You're the doctor everybody thinks about when they hear the president has to take a mental test before serving.
Tell me about blood. You drink blood. You ever feel sexually aroused?
Sorry, I was the doctor for Angelina Jolie. I have to ask everybody that now.
I'm starting to wonder what your relationship with your mother was like. The very sweet taste of saliva. Delicious physical intimacy.
Mr. Goyer, did your doctor's therapy notes work their way into this somehow? It turns out the psychiatrist is working for the vampires as the Parker Posey posse arrives to take him away.
We moved the humans around. We used them.
There should probably be a game. If there's no game on this, can you tell which one is Wesley and which one isn't Wesley?
I have to admit, she might be my favorite part of the movie. As she looks like popsicles of Steven Dorff and Brad Dorff melted onto the face of a Monster High doll.
I should have ripped his bleeding heart out when I had the chance. Hammer King! We had Blade. We had him!
If her job is to suck the blood of the scenery, she's the human equivalent of the sound effect. But the party is crashed by fuck you, which I think is the perfect way to sum up this film in the series.
Good. Fuck you.
Who's played by Ryan Reynolds. He rescues Blade and gets him back on his feet. Abigail joins him as well and reveals herself to be Whistler's daughter. Yeah, I think I see why they're flickering the lights here. If you take out the sound effects, it does not look like they're hitting these people that hard, if at all. Strange to replace the martial arts with flashlight tag football. Keep running. Keep running. Keep running. Keep running. Keep running.
We're fucked.
Well, yeah, you are now, dumbasses! Blade rescues his rescuers and they catch a ride out of there. No! He was just on his way to his fourth H!
Yeah, I got an ad in the middle of an ad. I can never catch a break. Oh, Marty Scorsese.
If you don't get physically ill seeing your first rough cut.
Well,
have you ever browsed in incognito mode? It's probably not as incognito as you think.
I have browsed in incognito mode. At least no one knows my search history. Oh wait, I forget the NSA exists. Still spy on anything.
Why would it be? Incognito mode, like the Chrome browser itself, is a Google product. I'm not a Google product, I'm Chaplin. But Google products have made its fortune by tracking your movements online. I want to look here now. There's even a $5 billion class action lawsuit against the company in California, where it's accused of secretly collecting user data. Google's defense, incognito does not mean invisible. I yawn at that response. So how do you actually make yourself as invisible as possible online? ExpressVPN. Turns out that even in incognito mode, your online activity still gets tracked, and data brokers still get to buy and sell your data. One of these data points is your IP address. Somebody informed me once that I do that freely, but he said it in a confused way that confused him. But I got it. Data harvesters use your IP to uniquely identify you and your location. But with ExpressVPN, your connection gets routed through an encrypted server and your IP address is masked. Bark, bark, I'm a dog. Ha, I fooled you. It was me, Chaplin. And with ExpressVPN, you can keep your information just as secret. Every
Playing with a
time you
cat
connect
was
with
easily my favorite parts of
ExpressVPN,
these
you get a
commercials.
random IP address shared by many other ExpressVPN customers. That makes it harder for third parties to identify you or harvest your data. Best of all, ExpressVPN is super easy to use, no matter what device you're on. Phone, laptop, or smart TV, all you have to do is tap one button for instant protection. So if you really want to go incognito and protect your privacy, secure yourself with the #1 rated VPN. Visit expressvpn.com/nostalgiacritic and get 3 extra months for free. That's expressvpn.com/nostalgiacritic. I like spelling. That's expressvpn.com/nostalgiacritic for your special offer today. And as a special treat, I'll reveal to you who I really am. I'm not really Chaplin, I'm really Chaplin. Who's really the guy who does the voice for Chaplin. Ha 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 ha. Okay, come here. I gotta show you something. Come here. We gotta talk about something important, okay? You ready? It's about my underwear. Look at that.
Doug, I don't want to know any personal information about you, man.
It's adorable. It's from MeUndies. MeUndies is known for making...
Wait. Okay, let's see. Oh, it's a Grogu underwear.
It's adorable. It's from MeUndies. MeUndies is known for making the softest undies in the galaxy. Look at that! They're re-releasing a new version of a print you've been asking about. It just might be a certain 50-year-old alien toddler who has a thing for eating frogs. He's a pro in hide and seek and stole our hearts with his unreal cuteness. MeUndies is collabing with Star Wars to bring back the cutest bounty inspired by a galaxy far, far away in an all-new print. The Child Returns, also known as Grogu. Or Baby Yoda, which you're wrong. It's Grogu, or the Child.
Yeah, it's Grogu. I remember that episode of The Mandalorian. Is the one, Boba Fett, when he returns. And it's like, Grogu. Hmm? Grogu. Hmm? Oh, man. Yo, given the situation with Gina Carano's being fired on The Mandalorian, makes me sad. Don't know if I'll watch season 3, unless Disney wants to fix their mistake.
It's not Baby Yoda. Yoda's dead! Accept it! But listen up, because you gotta nab this cute little bounty before it's gone. The Child comes in men and women's undies,
30%.
bracelets, socks, onesies, lounge pants, and buddy pants, so even your dog can don some goods. That's cute on cute, and it's way too okay. It also comes in a range of sizes from extra small to 4 extra large. The Child has been their absolute cutest print to date. You don't want to miss your chance to have this brand new release. I mean, come on, you cannot resist that cuteness. MeUndies has a great offer for my viewers. For any first-time purchasers, you get 15% off and free shipping.
I know this is gonna make me sound sexist, but here's the thing. I don't mind seeing pictures of models, female models. I just can't stand sometimes when I go to, I do purchase my underwear, but I think I more for TJ Maxx. I don't know. The most disturbing part of buying the underwear is having to see the model of the underwear, and it's like, I don't know what it is. I think it's just the crotches. Oh, it's revealing. That's I'll be fair. Every time you see an underwear, and I'm not going to go into detail which underwear I wear because this is not that channel. But yeah, I do not like seeing pictures of I don't like going to get an underwear. It's like they show the model, at least for male underwear. I'm gonna go back to the video.
MeUndies also has the problem-free philosophy. If you're not satisfied with any product for any reason, they'll refund or exchange it. No caveats, no questions. No duh, Star Wars, you like Star Wars.
Yeah, they also sell pajamas.
Wars. To get 15% off your
have a
first
pair of
order and free
Hershey's
shipping, a
and,
100% satisfaction
Hershey banana
guarantee,
pants.
go to MeUndies.com/nostalgia. That's MeUndies.com/nostalgia. Gross.
Hey, honey, what'd you do to me undies? Your what? Me underwear. Sorry.
Goo and MeUndies, making my underwear a little less creepy.
I don't know about that. I'm not even gonna bother talking about that. That game is still awesome.
So Blade is introduced to the Night Stalkers, which sounds like... Help me out here.
Sounds like rejects from a Saturday morning cartoon.
A guy who hunts vampires said that. Think it over. Ever wonder what the male equivalent of side boob is?
I used to be one.
Yeah. Technically, the male equivalent of side boob is, a brief glimpse at Nate Johnson. I haven't seen this in a while, so yeah.
Of course Ryan Reynolds discovered it! Speaking of which, he gives the lowdown about what they're up against.
Her name is Danica Talos, and unlike typical vampires, her fangs are located in her vagina. Moving on.
Reynolds might be the only dweeb-turned superhero while he was a superhero. If he's supposed to be the cool one, who's supposed to be the geeky one?
Holy shit.
Patton Oswalt. As if this movie can take away anything else from me.
Gentlemen and hottie,
I too was shocked he was picked for this role.
Have you ever been laid?
many times. With ladies.
Not that there's anything wrong with being laid by a man. You know, it's ironic. This Patton Oswalt would probably be called out by current Patton Oswalt. Meanwhile, we see the vampires are seeking to destroy Blade by calling on the help of the risen Dracula, played by Dominique Purcell, whose powers include moving at the speed of a living statue.
You're nothing but shadows of your former selves. Look how far you have fallen.
Now, if you've seen this guy on shows like Prison Break, you know he's a really good actor. But casting him as Dracula, the vampire lord of darkness, is an impressive miscast, to say the least. I get what they're going for, like the ultimate lethal specimen so he'd be really big and strong, but look at him. He's not the ultimate vampire, he's the ultimate vampire henchman.
This movie makes me feel really bad for Dominic Purcell, and I think he's probably a nice guy. I don't know, I mean, I really did enjoy seeing him in Legends of Tomorrow. And even he's good he's also great in Prison Break, but, just Dracula overall was... It's like he made a bet with one of his friends where it's like, I dare you to do a comic book movie. I don't know, it must have been a dare.
If you saw him in a lineup of Draculas, you'd think he'd be the...
Alright, let's see. Let's see. Christopher Lee. Let's see, Christopher Lee. You know who that is. Gary Oldman. Even Richard Roxburgh was a better Dracula. And this is coming from one of the few people... I mean, Van Helsing for me is a guilty pleasure movie, so, yeah.
one bodyguarding these guys. With that said, he does get a funny scene when he observes how people see him years later.
We've got Dracula lunchboxes, bobbleheads, even vampire vibrators. Dracola. Makes you want to cry, doesn't it?
Agreed, you came up with Dracola, but not Dicula for the vibrator.
Oh man, I can't... Let's see. Dracula. You go black. Doug, no. You're gonna kill me, Doug. Oh dear. I would have definitely called it.
Boy, they really wanted to emphasize the count part over the chocolate element back then, didn't they?
Yeah.
It's okay! Everybody will look at you differently once the Dark Universe gets rolling!
Oh, I remember. I remember seeing Dracula Untold. The film had some... That movie was not good. It had the potential. I mean, you got likable actors, but you know, I'm so glad that Universal's abandoned that by this point in time.
Blade helps the Night Stalkers try to locate Dracula, while also helping speak to a younger, hipper crowd.
She likes to listen to MP3s when she hunts. It's like her own internal soundtrack, you know? Darkcore, trip hop.
Yeah, if there's a problem we had with Blade, not cool enough. I mean, come
Blade was already cool enough.
on, there's no better way to end an interrogation when your victim's phone rings like this.
It's for you.
Hello? I got another ad. Nothing looks sad, because I can never catch a break. I'm at least thankful the videos don't.
Replace that man with the old "can you hear me now" guy and I'd be happy. They locate for round 2, but he runs away because, he's the most powerful vampire. He kidnaps a baby, though, forcing him and Blade to chat.
Look at them down there, scurrying around like insects.
Wrong Lugosi role you're imitating, but I'm curious to see where this goes. I think this line was written just to see if Snipes would say it.
Gucci go.
Of course he would.
Yeah.
It's been about an hour in the film since Whistler died. Maybe his daughter should have some kind of reaction to it.
Fan service. Legit fan service. This scene only exists so we could see Jessica Biel in a shower. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I just exposed myself, damn it. This shot only exists for fan service.
Guess that's it. Back to Reynolds not being funny.
Say we wipe out all the vampires. What then, huh? I don't picture you teaching karate at the local Y. He hates me, doesn't he?
Everybody does. 12 more years, it'll be worth it.
Yeah. I'm so glad that more people like Ryan Reynolds. I remembered having that weird love-hate relationship with anything Reynolds did.
Later, Blade and Abigail confront one of the FBI agents at a vampire location. Did I mention yet that Snipes has all the best scenes?
What's behind door number 1? They'll kill me. Kill you, motherfucker! I'll kill you. I'll just enjoy it better.
Why do I get the feeling they always allowed one take for him to do whatever he wants?
Because, like I said, Wesley Snipes did not get along with the crew, and he's like, oh, let's just get this over with.
So that's where chicken McNuggets come from. After seeing how hot dogs are made the night.
Yeah, that's where that's where half of McDonald's menu comes from.
Night Stalker's hideout is broken into by Dracula, who kills everyone.
I guess I could act, but I don't wanna.
He takes the daughter of one of the members, and Abigail discovers her dead teammates. Yeah, her father dying wasn't a big deal, but this lady you never shared a line with? Pull Niagara Falls out for that, man! Blade's bedtime manner, once again, flawless.
Use it. Use it. Use it.
Aw, he would have been a great dad.
Daddy, I had a nightmare!
Well, how do you follow up this apparently emotional moment?
What the fuck?
You know films aren't buffets, right? You don't just grab random moments to put on your plate. Give Reynolds credit. This is the one good laugh he has in the movie.
Clearly, this dog has a bigger dick than you.
Ow! I was talking to her!
Pretty good. Pretty.
Is that Jason Isaacs or not?
Pretty good.
Of course, it is followed by this weird line.
And how about everyone here not saying the word dick anymore? It provokes my envy.
I don't even know what joke to put to that. Moving on. They grab a serum that apparently can kill Dracula, because it's always a serum, isn't it? And they head out to save Reynolds.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, I kind of thought the henchmen would be a little less WeWork employees.
I have a startup.
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 Ready to die. I was born ready, motherfucker. Motherfucker. I like that.
We're in Vancouver. Everybody was too polite to talk that way. Blade battles Dracula, but I'm not gonna lie, Ryan Reynolds battling Triple H? A little cooler.
Oh man, they have to put Triple H into this movie. Oh, poor guy.
This is just how me and Sandra Bullock rehearsed for the proposal. He transforms into, I don't know, Darth Maul's hemorrhoid. But
More like bad CG. Tell this.
the serum is injected into him, killing him off. The FBI break in and find Blade unconscious, and they try to operate on him as he was affected by the serum too. And I'll just say it, I don't follow this ending.
Oh my god. Okay, this is definitely the unrated cut. Oh, that is bad CG. That is awful CG. I remembered in the theatrical version, it ends and we don't know what happened. Look at this CG. This is so bad. This is what I was talking about. Wesley Snipes was there, but he did not open his eyes, and can't zoom in, but this is so creepy. God, that's awful. I do know in the theatrical version, we think it's Blade, but then it transitions back to Dominic Purcell. Which, yeah, it's the same name for me. Dominic Purcell. And this ending is just the most confusing ending of all time. Not gonna lie.
He attacks everyone, looks at this doctor like he's gonna kill her, and then it cuts. Reynolds' ending narration tries, the keyword being tries, to explain.
And Blade? The virus didn't kill him, and so he slept, waiting for the moment when he could walk the earth again.
What the hell does that mean?
Yeah, no shit, I've never done this before, but I'm actually gonna look up what happened because I'm so confused. Okay, so Dracula shapeshifted into Blade and was taken to the hospital where he killed everybody. Blade woke up out of a coma sometime later and now continues to search for him. Okay, not only is that lame, it's confusingly lame. I think Poochie had a more detailed epilogue than that.
Oh, Poochie. Oh God, no. Oh, where's the...
That's it? That's really the note you're ending these films on? Okay, that was Blade Trinity. It was pretty weak.
Pretty weak, yeah.
There's an occasional cool moment or good laugh, but compared to the other two, hell, just compared to action movies in general, it's just dull. All of these actors are mad talented and can bring a lot to a film like this, but whether it's the writing, editing, directing, or production notes, it never gets off the ground. The characters have no chemistry with each other, hell, some have no lines with each other. Everything you're supposed to care about is minimized, it looks ugly as shit, it's just not impressive. I keep hearing Marvel is gonna reboot this franchise, and a part of me does kind of feel bad because the first two are so unique and a lot of fun. But I guess if future movies in this series was gonna be like this, it's a damn good time to start over. Speaking of reboots, I think they just dropped off the next film I'm supposed to review.
Oh.
Gucci go.
Alright, so...
Hey, Doug.
Yeah. Huh. Got a YouTube notification. Alright. Just to... I'm gonna type it. I'm not gonna be proud of it, but I am going to type it in. Yeah. Blade Trinity. Blade Trinity, he's a 2004 American superhero, yada yada. Still looking. Yeah. Okay, I'm looking at this right now. The movie cost $65 million, and it only made 132. So yeah, I'm reading it right here. Before the release in 2001, before the release of Blade 2, New Line made a deal with David S. Goyer to write and produce a third film. German director Oliver Hirschspiegel was in talks to direct Blade 3, but chose to direct a film about Adolf Hitler called Downfall. Oh, so they wanted this guy to direct Blade 3. What's he done? Alright, so Downfall. Um, yeah, this is the movie that created that, very famous Hitler meme, where Hitler reacts to stuff angrily. Apparently, it was, what was the Rotten Tomatoes score on this? 90%. Ryan Reynolds was in talks, was in negotiations, yeah. Reportedly, Wesley Snipes. Yeah, here's what I was talking about. The main reason this movie failed: production troubles. Reportedly, Wesley Snipes was unhappy with the film's script and original choice of director. Goyer, who written all three films of the franchise, was then selected to replace the director of the film, which Snipes also protested. Snipes reportedly caused difficulty during filming, including frequent refusing to shoot scenes, often forcing director Goyer to use stand-ins and computer effects to add his character to scenes. Goyer described making the film as the most personal and professionally difficult and painful thing I've ever been through. Co-star Patton Oswalt alleged that Snipes would spend much of his time smoking pot in his trailer, and then that he became violent with Goyer after falsely accusing him of racism. It has also been alleged that Snipes refused to interact with Goyer or his co-stars and would instead communicate with them through his assistant or the use of notes. Snipes also allegedly referred to co-star Ryan Reynolds as a cracker on one or more occasions. Snipes denied that version of events and said that as an executive producer of the film that he had the authority to make the decisions, but some people had difficulty accepting that. Mm, yeah, that's just. Here's what's also funny. Um, who shot this movie? Yeah, I'm clicking this here, and look who's the who's the composer on this. Ramin Djawadi, who look here. He is known for his scores on the 2008 film Iron Man and the HBO series Game of Thrones. He has scored films such as Clash of the Titans, Pacific Rim, Warcraft, and Wrinkle in Time. Television series including Prison Break, Person of Interest, Jack Ryan, and Westworld, and video games such as Medal of Honor, Gears of War 4, and Gears 5. Yeah. List of works by Ramin Djawadi. I'm looking at also the DP on this movie, Gabriel Bernstein. Let's see. The Distinguished Gentleman, Dolores Claiborne, Blade. He shot Blade 2. That's interesting. And apparently the DP on the upcoming Black Widow film. He also did additional photography. He did second unit on Ghost in the Darkness. Okay. Wow, this is. Alright. Let's see. Discography: Prison Break, Iron Man, Medal of Honor, Warcraft, Eternal. Let's see. Films. Here it is. So I think I do remember that Ramin Djawadi started off as like a protege for Hans Zimmer. So this is like way before the first Iron Man film or Game of Thrones. So let's see here. He started as an additional composer. Let's see, The Time Machine, K-19, The Widowmaker, Equilibrium, uh, Basic, Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl. Yeah, Batman Begins. The Island. Um, yeah, and then Iron Man was like his first big feature film, and then yeah, The Unborn. Oh God. Sorry, that was my mom in the background. I'm actually. This is why. Let's see. Safe House, Red Dawn, First Pacific Rim. He also was the composer on Dracula Untold. That was at least one of the better parts. The Great Wall, The Mountain Between Us, and he's apparently returning to score Eternals. So there's at least one exciting thing there. And apparently he also worked on the score for this with none other than the RZA. I'm looking at it here. Yeah, canceled spin-offs. In October 2008, Blade director Stephen Norrington was developing a prequel trilogy to Blade featuring Stephen Dorff reprising his role as Deacon Frost. 2016, Underworld actress Kate Beckinsale stated that a crossover that could have been interesting had been in development, but was canceled after the film's rights reverted to Marvel Studios in 2012. Let's see, Wesley Snipes who played at the San Diego Comic Con. Or see with Mahershala Ali. Hold on a second. This is actually what scares me now. But this is what scares me. The reboot would be PG-13 instead of rated R. Don't do this to me, Feige. But here's the thing. I've often seen PG-13 films be better than other certain R-rated films. For example, Live Free or Die Hard was actually pretty damn good, whereas A Good Day to Die Hard was a horrible, horrible film that never should have happened. Yeah, actually, I want to look up Triple H's filmography, just for the hell of it. Philanthropy, filmography. Blade Trinity. Yeah, so he's in those Scooby-Doo movies. So yeah, he never did anything after Blade Trinity, technically. Yeah. Honestly, I'm glad, yeah, I do think there was a spin-off meant for Ryan Reynolds and Jessica Biel's characters, but that never came to fruition. Yeah. Screenplays. Yeah, just David S. Goyer is like the biggest douchebag in all history. I'm looking at it here. Kickboxer 2. The Crow. Let's see. Wrote The Crow City of Angels. Directed Blade Trinity. Also co-wrote Jumper. Uh, Directed The Unborn. And Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance. He produced that one. He's executive producer. And wow, speak of the devil. Terminator Dark Fate. I think I knew why I never saw the movie because David S. Goyer was involved with the screenplay, and I was like, no way. Honestly, I'm just, yeah, at this point, David S. Goyer is just canceled. So, yeah. Yeah, so it's like 10:54. I'm gonna end the video here. This was Blade Trinity review by the Nostalgia Critic, and the film is not good. If I were you, I would just watch the first two films and just call it a day. I'll leave a like to the video down below. I'll leave a link. Actually, I just left a like, so I'll leave a link to the video down below in the comment section, in the description. And I'll also leave a link to Channel Awesome as well, and my Instagram page, as always. And I'd like to thank you all for watching. Do not forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I guess until next time, stay safe, and I guess don't try and skate uphill. I gotta stop.